Few things undermine a woman's self-esteem and daily routine as much as urinary problems. They arrive stealthily, often with a slight discomfort, a gentle burning sensation that you're sure is fleeting. But before you know it, that simple feeling transforms into a persistent annoyance. An urgent need to use the restroom in the middle of the night, a twinge in your lower abdomen when you sit down, or even the fear of laughing too hard and letting a drop escape. Situations that are both commonplace and discreetly hidden. While most women tend to avoid discussing it, urinary issues affect women of all ages, from young adults in their 20s to seniors over 70. Age is not the sole determining factor. Hormonal fluctuations, hygiene practices, clothing styles, and even everyday stress can disrupt the delicate balance of the urinary system. And let me be clear, when we discuss urinary symptoms, we are not solely referring to urinary tract infections. While bacterial cystitis is among the most prevalent, there are also interstitial cystitis, without bacterial presence, overactive bladder syndrome, stress incontinence, urinary retention, and other disorders that can significantly impair a woman's daily life and emotional well-being. But why are these issues so prevalent? Female anatomy plays a significant role. The female urethra is shorter, making it easier for microorganisms to enter. Moreover, hormonal fluctuations during the menstrual cycle, prolonged use of sanitary products, unprotected sexual intercourse, and even the use of perfumed toilet paper can trigger irritation. It's as if the body is constantly sending out a subtle distress signal. Regrettably, the stigma surrounding female intimate health continues to prevent many women from seeking help at the onset of an issue. Some attempt self-medication, while others choose to believe it is a transient phenomenon. The consequence is the exacerbation of the condition, transforming what could have been a simple resolution into a protracted nightmare. But there is hope. The journey begins with information, and you are exactly where you need to be. This video is not just about symptoms and treatments. It is about reconnecting with your body, self-awareness, self-acceptance, and above all, liberation from myths that only perpetuate silent suffering. Have you ever considered how bladder health influences a woman's emotional well-being? A woman experiencing urinary urgency, for instance, may start avoiding leaving her home, feeling apprehensive about venturing out without a restroom nearby. Gradually, she might find herself withdrawing from social interactions. This impact extends far beyond the physical realm. It erodes self-esteem, disrupts social life, strains relationships, and in many cases precipitates anxiety attacks. Let's delve a little deeper. Conditions like an overactive bladder arise when there are involuntary contractions of the detrusor muscle, the muscle responsible for expelling urine. This results in a woman experiencing a sudden and uncontrollable urge to urinate, even when the bladder isn't full. Imagine being in a crucial meeting or during a religious service, and suddenly feeling such a strong urge that you barely have time to reach the restroom. It can be utterly distressing. Another common example is recurrent cystitis. Many women grapple with repeated infections month after month, feeling trapped in a painful cycle. They take antibiotics, experience relief for a few days, only to have the problem return. In these instances, the body is not merely ill. It is attempting to communicate something more profound. There may be an imbalance in the intestinal and vaginal microbiota, a weakened immune system, or even psychological factors directly impacting the body's vulnerability. There are also women who develop urinary incontinence after childbirth. Whether due to strain or injuries to the pelvic floor, they confront a new body and, with it, new limitations. It's as if they have to relearn to trust their own bodies. And that can be painful, especially when support is lacking. But consider this. All of these situations have avenues for recovery. And a crucial part of the solution begins here, in the awareness of what is transpiring and the breaking of the silence. Now, I want to make a sincere invitation to you. If this content resonates with you in any way, if you've experienced or are currently experiencing something similar, please subscribe to the channel. You are not alone. We've created this space for you to find support, knowledge, and empowerment. And take a moment to share something special in the comments. What is the greatest lesson your body has ever taught you? It may seem like a simple question, but it reveals a great deal about our journey. Write it with affection. I'll love to read your response and engage with it alongside the community. Now that you understand the gravity and roots of female urinary problems, let's discuss what can truly transform this reality: holistic care. Caring for your bladder is not merely taking medication when discomfort arises. It's a process of prevention, strengthening, and cultivating a deeper connection with your body. One of the most effective strategies for many individuals is pelvic floor physiotherapy. Though rarely discussed, the pelvic floor muscles are crucial for urinary control. When these muscles weaken or become uncoordinated, incontinence, pain, and a sensation of pelvic heaviness can occur. Physiotherapy assists in retraining these muscles through specific techniques, and the results can be astounding. Another crucial aspect is nutrition. It's not enough to simply avoid soda and coffee, although that helps considerably. One must fortify the body with anti-inflammatory foods such as turmeric, ginger, dark leafy greens, seeds, and natural probiotics. These enhance both gut and vaginal flora, bolster the immune system, and equip the body to respond more effectively to potential infections. We must also not overlook hydration. Many believe that consuming less water will alleviate urinary symptoms, but the reality is the opposite. Drinking ample amounts of water keeps urine more diluted, reduces the concentration of bacteria, and facilitates the efficient elimination of toxins. How about discussing natural solutions? Some women have found relief with herbal infusions such as horsetail, bearberry, and dandelion. While they do not replace medical treatment, these plants possess diuretic and anti-inflammatory properties that greatly aid in preventive care. But perhaps the greatest secret lies here: listening to your body, recognizing its signals, respecting its boundaries, and seeking help without shame or guilt. Did you know that your posture can impact your urinary health? It may seem insignificant, but your stance directly influences abdominal pressure and pelvic circulation. Women who sit throughout the day with their pelvis tilted backward or legs crossed for prolonged periods tend to strain the muscles in that area, potentially hindering complete bladder emptying. This can lead to urinary retention and elevate the risk of infections. Another crucial factor is the use of synthetic underwear and tight trousers. The muffling of the intimate area disrupts the vaginal flora and facilitates the proliferation of fungi and bacteria. Whenever possible, opt for breathable fabrics and go without underwear at least a few nights a week to allow for the natural ventilation of the skin. Sexual intercourse also requires attention. Improper lubrication, poor postcoital hygiene, and the use of certain condoms can irritate the urethral mucosa. Ideally, one should urinate after intercourse, drink water, and avoid products containing dyes or fragrances in the intimate areas. And finally, a seemingly obvious but often overlooked tip: don't hold your urine. This weakens the bladder's natural reflex and habituates it to behaviors that contribute to the development of urinary disorders. When it comes to urinary health, the minutiae of daily life can make all the difference. And the more awareness you have, the less pain, the more freedom. We have reached the end of this journey, but perhaps it is only the beginning of a new relationship with your own body. Taking care of urinary health is about more than just preventing infections. It's about honoring your biology, your rhythm, and your true needs. It's about giving voice to what has long been silenced by shame, misinformation, or fear. If you've made it this far, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude, and I genuinely invite you to become a part of our community, not just as an observer, but as someone who contributes, embraces, learns, and teaches. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Each video here is crafted with you in mind, with warmth, authenticity, and intention. Moreover, share your story in the comments below. Have you ever experienced something similar? Do you know someone who lives this reality? What did you learn today that could potentially transform your life? This space is ours, and every story you share empowers another woman who may be struggling in silence. You are warmly welcomed, cherished, and an integral part of something profound. Gratitude for your presence.